Hello there and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be discussing what I think is the biggest story arc in Doctor Who history. So let's get into it. So I think the biggest Doctor Who story arc is the whole of the 11th Doctor's era, because that includes the end of Series 5, Series 6 and Series 7 and the 50th specials, leading all the way up until his regeneration story in Time of the Doctor. So, let's start off with the beginning of his storyline, the 11th hour. And Prisoner Zero, just as he's been captured by the Atraxi, says the Pandorica will open and silence will fall. And at that point, the Doctor's fresh out of his regeneration, doesn't quite know what's happening, and then nothing much really happens apart from a few things here and there, all the way up until the finale. The Pandorica opens and the Big Bang, and in that, obviously, as it says, the Pandorica opens. And all the Doctor's enemies from past and present all get together to form the Alliance to put the Doctor in the Pandorica, because my theory is that they come from the Doctor's future, specifically the point on the Battle of Trenzalore in Time of the Doctor, and they don't want an all-out war happening, so they trap him in the Pandorica to try and prevent the future, if you get what I mean. Then obviously he escapes the Pandorica. Then River goes into the TARDIS. Now this is where the silence come in. In my opinion, throughout the whole of the 11th Doctor's era, they're sort of behind the scenes, pulling the strings, and I think that they think the Doctor is in the TARDIS with River and Amy and Rory, because I think they detect that some kind of Time Lord being is in there, because as we know from A Good Man Goes to War, that River is part human, part Time Lord. So I think they were scanning for Time Lord, and they obviously picked up River. Obviously, we as the audience didn't know that yet, so they decided to explode the TARDIS and hopefully kill the Doctor before he gets to Trenzalore, because the whole job of Madame Kavarian, I think her name is, they broke away from the Church of the Papal Mainframe, which Tashlem was was sort of the head of, but they were sort of like a rebel sort of breakaway group, if that makes sense. And yeah, so then Series 6 happens, and the Silence make their first proper appearance, and so does Madame Kavarian, and then they go out throughout this whole journey during Series 6 from the point on the beach. I can't remember the name of the lake, when they see the Doctor die, and obviously that isn't, spoiler alert by the way, that isn't actually the Doctor, it's the Tesselector. So they obviously go through the whole of Series 6, and then the point in the finale is when I think the whole Matt Smith era flips upside down, takes a completely different turn. So and the exact bit that I think is when he's in, I can't remember the name. It's been such a while since I've watched The Wedding of River Song, but the blue fat guy, I can't remember his name, so can someone correct me in the comments below? When he says the fall of the 11th, the Battle of Trenzalore, I think that's when the Doctor realises, oh god, that means my time's coming to an end again, because at this point I think it's only been like 1,000 years since David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith. So he's really trying to put off his death again, because obviously he thought of going with the Teselector. So he's really trying to drag out his life because he really doesn't want to change, and that's when why I think he's gets like darker clothes and more darker personality. Then Series 7 happens, and obviously it's the death of the Ponds, and that on top of with the whole history he's got with the Silence and Madame Kavarian, and that's why he changes in sort of like darker clothes and less becomes the sort of joyish mad professor, and more becomes like more of a serious version of the 11th Doctor, and not the one that arrived in Series 5, because obviously the death of the Ponds, and then Clara arrives, and then the battle for Trenzalore, and he finds out that that's the place when he dies. And when he does arrive on Trenzalore, that's why he stays there, because like the 10th Doctor mentions, these are fixed points, and he stays there because that he knows that that's the place he's going to die, because at that point he doesn't know that he's going to regenerate. And I think that he might have regenerated anyway, because as we know, the Timeless Child. So I think it would have been really good if he regenerated, but not knowing how. And then like now he she finds out that they can just infinitely regenerate, and I think it would be better for the storyline if we sort of found out now, and he was surprised back when he regenerated in Time of the Doctor. But yeah, overall, I think the Matt Smith Doctor story arc, I think, is the best one throughout the whole of Doctor Who's history. I love the fact how you get like a bit in Series 5, a lot more in Series 6, not too much in Series 7, because obviously you've got to introduce Clara as a companion, and then it all culminates in Time of the Doctor, which I think, if you really look at the storyline, it's actually quite good. So, yeah, sorry this video is like a bit of a mess. I just, one of the people who commented on one of my videos suggested it, and yeah, I just thought I'd get my thoughts out about it. So yeah, sorry this video is a bit of a mess. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below, and hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.